All right, hello guys. Welcome back to 3 a.m. on a Wednesday, hosted by Carrie Bengals Fantasy Football League. This is episode 7. We just finished week 7, and we'll go straight into last week's matchups. All right. We'll first start with our 425 game. I played TJ. This is a long rivalry, since birth. And this year we only going to play each other once. Like we couldn't get the Thanksgiving game scheduled, but you know. This game, I end up coming out with the win. I moved to 5-2. TJ goes to 2-5, and he's in 11th place right now. And this game wasn't really much of a sweat, but Mike Evans getting injured and Jason having a huge game, Woody Marks getting that late touchdown, a lot of things could have went wrong for me. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, that long touchdown ended up making a difference, and I was at the, like end of it, I'm happy to move to 5-2. All right. Next matchup, we have Keshav beating Amog. Keshav moves to 4-3. Amog goes to 5-2. I'm just gonna let Keshav speak on his matchup.
Yeah, Jamar just dropped the bomb. Joe Flacco's the truth. And as I've said all year, if I have Josh Allen and Jamar, I have a shot at winning any week. Uh, yeah, that's about it. His team was a bit disappointing. Steelers D and then his receivers. But other than that, I think it's mainly just Jamar here.
Yeah, I think this was one of the least scores that Amog has put up all season. Uh, we'll go to next matchup. We have Kirk beating Sam, and what I predicted, I think I predicted this was going to be the least amount of points scored for the week. And I was correct. Kirk, he forgot to set his lineup in the morning. He left Jacoby Myers on starting, and then he almost left Debo Samuel, but he ended up switching that in the last second. And Sam, we knew that he had injury troubles and bye week troubles, so I wasn't really too optimistic about Sam's team this week. But end up being really close. Sam looked like he was going to win, Monday night with Amon Ra having a big performance, but game script didn't really go his favor, and Kirk, with a couple of long field goals from Jake Bates, ended up getting the win. All right. Sparsh beats Alvin. Another low scoring matchup. This was a sweat all the way to the end. It started out pretty nice for the both of them. Drake May having a good game, Chris Olave having 2 touchdowns. But both these teams that they're putting out this week, are not very good, and it shows like in the scoreboard. Some notable performances. Drake May, of course, for Sparsh ended up getting the win. How do you guys know how this game ended? I wasn't. I don't think I was up.
I mean, like Sparsh got ahead, I guess, relatively early, I guess. Uh, but then I think this matchup was done a lot earlier than it kind of seems. Because
Oh
I
yeah, I
think Kenneth
remember. I
Walker,
remember. Yeah, I
Kenneth Walker
remember.
got
Yeah,
his
keep going,
points
keep going.
early.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kenneth Walker got his points early, but
This I know because Nico Collins and Kent Walker, like they're projected for high scores, and Nico Collins ended up not doing well at all.
he got
So
hurt, I think.
yeah,
So
and then Fairbairn, almost got there, but I think Sparsh was like 90% coming into 10 o'clock game as well. So yeah,
I think I don't know if Houston attempted one or two-point conversions, but that might have been the difference.
no, they didn't attempt any 2-point conversions.
No, they
That they
definitely
did.
attempted one.
Oh, they did. They did. No,
Yeah.
did they?
Yeah, they did want to. They had to have, right?
So 2 points, seven. No, I don't think they did
Oh,
because they were down by 15,
oh
and they
yeah,
end
then they
up
ended up
ended
losing
up
by eight.
going for
Yeah,
seven.
yeah.
Yeah,
They were soft. I forgot.
yeah. But that isn't the right play to go for two right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw a TikTok about that. All right. We have Code Monkey beating Joseph in this week's highest scoring matchup. I predicted Code Monkey to go crazy this week. You get a Judkins versus Miami matchup, and then he just has the studs. Taylor and McCaffrey, Devontae Adams without Puka, and Joseph. He put up a decent performance. Trayvon Anderson with only 0.5 points. That's not going to, cut it at this level. Um, but I think this is Joseph's fourth loss in a row, and he'll have some things to think about this week. And Ankit, he moves into the favorite. He's number one in everyone's ranking so far, and his team is looking obviously really good. I think this is the highest score of the year as well, but not the highest
Yeah.
score of all time.
And then the highest score of all time was Rev. Like 3 years ago, he put up 188.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Kirk put up 189 before, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
I
But
mean, yeah, I could have got there if fucking Baker Mayfield had
yeah,
a bad day.
yeah. How many? 11 points. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was terrible. Um, all right. Last matchup, Vervant beats Carter. Vervant putting up his highest score of the year. He moves to 2-5, 2-game win streak for him. Carter moves to 3-4. He's lost two on the bounce. Carter obvious regression from his three wins in a row a couple weeks back. And Vervant, like, he's showing signs. Like, I think Vervant, we're going to talk about this later, but I think Vervant is could be a playoff team if things go right for him. Um, Looking at notable performances, AJ Brown got there, two touchdowns. Trey McBride looks way better with Jacoby Brissett at QB. And then looking at Carter's team, a lot of players just not doing well. Kyron, I know game script, didn't go his favor. They gave a lot more carries to Blake Corn because of that. Montgomery, we knew it was going to be a tough matchup for him with Vita Vea, and then uh, same thing with games for Xavier Worthy. So you have to look forward for next week, and let's see what he does in terms of moves this week. Um, all right. We'll go into this week's power rankings. We're recording this on Tuesday, so we don't have the league's power rankings. So we're just gonna go off my rankings, and we're gonna start uh at number 12. Number 12, I have Alvin, and he moves to 2-5. He is in, I think he's in last place, right? No, he's in 10th. I think Brabant's still in last place. He's in 10th place, but I'm just gonna let y'all speak on his team because I know Ankit has them last as well.
Um, I have him last for, I mean, there's one of the main reasons is I think this is an owner that just doesn't really seem to be trying to make moves. And that's going to be the death spell for him. This team is not gonna win him anything at the end of the day. And he has tradable pieces and he's not doing anything with it. So until he wakes up, he's doomed for last place, frankly.
Yeah, and that Garrett, I don't know if Garrett Wilson's coming back this week, but if he doesn't come back, like, look at his team this week. Like, he's Genty on bye, his Lions are on bye. No Garrett Wilson, maybe. I'm not sure, I'm not too sure about that. Cooper Cup on bye. Ramondre versus Cleveland, it's not looking too good for him this week. Um, Keshav, any thoughts on this team?
Yeah, I think super disappointing team. I don't see any hope for any uptick in production either. Ramondre may just get worse over the season, if anything. Judy, Olave, and Wilson all just in terrible QB situations. Achan and Genty in two of the worst offenses. So I think there's pretty much just no hope for this team.
I
All
mean,
right, you got it. Yeah.
I think HN just in PPR is such a Mickey player, but
Right.
like, yeah. And then Genty had been trending in the right direction. Last game was rough. Just I think it was just like the worst game script playing a tough opponent. Um, Olave's been doing well too, but after that, that's where it starts to get like Jerry Judy has. I can't believe that we have week after week seen Jerry Judy rolled out as his wide receiver, like as a wide receiver out there for him. Like it's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really bad. And he plays me this week. I have Jahmyr Gibbs on bye, but I should be expecting to get that win, especially if he doesn't make any changes to this team this week. Um, and TJ just joined, and we're doing my rankings. We don't have the power rankings up yet, so just know that. All right, perfect timing for TJ. Number 11 is TJ, Indian DJ. This is five losses in a row.
did you like raise your eyebrows because you thought you were going to be last?
What? No, I just 11 is like it makes sense, but it's a little low. I think it's a whatever. Continue.
Yeah, he just suffered, a bad loss, in terms of he could have started this player, he would have won, and if some things went his favor, he would have won. But uh, the team's not looking too good right now. He still has the studs, he still has JSN, he still has Rashi Rice, he still has Derrick Henry. I know Derrick Henry hasn't been good, but yeah, I'm just gonna let TJ talk about his team.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I, spent this morning rolling in bed pretty upset, the what could have beens to win. Obviously, Richie has a brutal injury with Mike Evans out for the year, drops a donut, still finds a way to win, and I find a way to lose, however you want to put it. And I think that's disappointing. Looked at my schedule, and I have buys in different key positions consistently, so it doesn't feel like an easy like. It's an uphill battle for sure to find my way back into playoff contention. But like you said, my team has the names, and it's kind of confusing as to how I better it. And it's something I'm considering, obviously. But I have Derrick Henry. I think Jalen Warren's a great RB2. Had a good week this week. Obviously, last week, a little disappointment, but doesn't feel like Gainwell is like really winning all that backfield. Like it still feels like it's Warren's and feels like a good RB2. Granted, Henry doesn't feel like the RB1, but having a Rashi Rice and JSN, I feel like it's a great 1-2 combo. Sure, DJ Moore's been nothing short of underwhelming. I want to say is you're getting 9 points about on the week on that tight end. It's just a stopgap. Obviously, I have Aronde Gadsden there. Got great flashes last week, even the week before, kind of. But is that a steady start? Who knows? With Evans out, is on better. So I have a little bit of a start set. Woody Marks at the flex. I feel like considering everything that's happened, having that as an RB3 is pretty nice. I think he could be an RB2 on a lot of teams. I would have said Keshav's team and made some jokes, but apparently he has the ability to make sure his running backs get hurt for longer than usual and has some curse. So, but who am I to judge? Obviously, he knows how to win, and I don't. But yeah, so if I look at this team, it's like, okay, let's say I really blow it up, right? TJ, you need to get wins. I trade JSN and I get a wide receiver that's worse than JSN and a running back that's better than Woody Marks. Like I'm struggling to understand the right trade for me, but I also know I need depth. I have JSN out this week, and I'm starting Rashi Rice, DJ Moore, and Woody Marks. Like for a 2-5 team, you want something to change. And so and I don't have the stud quarterback or the stud tight end, which I know I emphasized a lot, like in the preseason rankings, and I know Rishi is like a big fan of. And so I can understand the docking. I made the trade for Caleb going for the ceiling, didn't work, but honestly, Daniel Jones is as steady as they come. Like I really don't mind having a guy like that as my quarterback. So maybe it's I make the big trade to get the consistent dude at tight end. It feels scary to do that right now because I really like Aronde Gadsden, which maybe I need to shut the fuck up. Or I make the tight end super QB upgrade to say, hey, Daniel Steady, but like I want the guy. And like, a guy like it's interesting, like Joseph's records or whatever, but a guy like Joseph really needs a real wide receiver one. I get a wide receiver two just to like stop the bleed and get the quarterback. It's possible. A guy like Unkith, I could have a conversation potentially, but I struggle. It's tough. I'm 2-5. I don't feel like a 2-5 team really. I feel like I haven't managed myself well the last couple of weeks with the waivers. I mean, you look at my bench, it feels like guys that could blow up a couple steady guys, nothing great, but no real start swap. It just feels like a team that's supposed to hold, but my whole rant was teams like this can't hold. They need to make a move. But I just
Yeah, y'all can clearly see that TJ's going through it.
yeah. I mean, it's just I feel like this roster is at a I'm open to all feedback, from fans, other people.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through both of y'all because I know both of y'all have things to say. All right, so I'm gonna go with Ankit. Ankit, you're obviously 5-2, first in the league, and you see your rival, just suffering. I know he's gone on you in the past about, you guys were in opposite ends. Like, I just want you to really, express your feelings right now.
I I want you to know when I woke up I actually woke up a little too early today, like because my phone was buzzing. And I woke up and it was just TJ crashing out about just like, oh, I made the wrong starts, da, da, da. And it made me so happy because I was like, wow, this guy really might get last place. And the idea of TJ just being last, running a marathon, just things I never thought I'd see the day, it really makes my heart feel really warm, because, maybe there is hope for this country and, things are maybe getting better. Um, so, I'm very happy to see it. couldn't have happened to a better person. We'll see what he does. He can. I think he won't get last, unfortunately, because Alvin is an idiot. At this current moment. I know the old guy's 3-time champ, but he's playing
Hey,
like.
wait, man, shut the fuck. I'm done tying here. All right, listen, you can say all this shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, because you're 5-2 and you're a bona fide winner, whatever the hell you want to say. You know how to do this shit. How would you fix my team? Let's hear from the local dumbass. I mean, goddamn. I mean, you got a lot to say, but no good things to say.
I mean, go see if there's someone that'll take Derrick Henry.
And get what? Another running back?
Anything better?
Yeah, dude, that's fucking great advice. I mean, that's phenomenal.
No,
Trade a
I
guy.
will say, as the person who had the ass record, everyone's yelling at me. Oh, you need to do something. What are these dudes doing? You need to. I'm gonna say who it was. TJ. TJ is on my ass. You need to do something. You need to do something with your team. You have no hope. Blah blah blah. You have to trade Jamar Chase. You have to trade Jamar Chase. Like, I don't get it. When your team is ass and underperforming, why trade your players to get like cents on the dollar? Like, why trade your best player JSN when he's your best player? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's really hard when you're
Well, it's different when you're 1-3
trade your
versus
players because
his
like they're
brother.
underperforming.
His
Wait,
brother's 2-5.
I want to
And
go
if you
back to I
believe
want
in
to go
them
back to
because you have
Keshav.
them on your team,
He said like TJ was really on his head to start the season, and then things have really turned around, and I just want you to express your feelings on that.
who me?
For me?
Yeah, you. No,
No,
Keshav.
no, I express my feelings. Like, not
All right.
you just got to be on both sides to have that empathy. What's going on? No, I feel TJ like I don't think like there's like some master plan that he can just execute to like make his team good magically overnight. Like,
Well, he needs to
he
realize.
believes in his dudes, which he
The thing,
obviously does.
okay, I want because I played TJ this week, and yeah, he had the start sits or whatever. If I started Devonta Smith, it wouldn't have been close. Just remember
Hurt.
that.
Mike Evans not hurt.
So
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, like but the thing is, his team didn't perform bad. Like his team
Yeah,
was
his team is
scary.
good. His
His
team
team
is
was
good.
scary. Like there was like of course, like it wasn't really much of a sweat at the end. It got kind of close, but not really. But what can I say? Like I was when Rashi Rice scored those 2 touchdowns, I was scared.
Wait,
When sorry,
sorry, Rishi, but real quick, like I know this is the power rankings, and I lost 5 games in a row, so I should be on the lower half.
yeah.
But if we were ranking teams right now and they were 0-0, but we have the 7 weeks of information on the season, am I the 11th team? Like I don't like listen, Keisha, when I was destroying your team, sure, like I thought there's clear weaknesses that you could upgrade, right? Like the running backs are terrible, right? The wide receiver, there's 3 of them, 2 of them are shit. And I was saying all this shit. Like if I look at my team, like sure, maybe it might not be the sexiest, but I mean, I know I have my own bias. Maybe I'm attached.
Dude, you have you
He is
have you have
bad.
maybe like 2.5 good players.
The thing is, like, we're gonna go to number 10, and I think number 10, your team is better than, but they have, they're 1 game above you, and that comes into factor. And you're playing a tough opponent, Revant, whose team is like red hot, and you don't have Jason this week. That's also went into my head when making these standings.
Yeah,
But when like Jalen Warren, like Jalen Warren was good. I know he played in Cincinnati, but he was good. And the thing is, like, I'm not scared of Woody Marks and DJ Moore. I mean, there's a lot of players I'm not scared of that, teams are starting every week and they're winning too. So it's not like,
Yeah.
these are not
Yeah,
like
Woody
Well,
Marks is
must
last
one
sit
of
look,
the
guys.
I dropped to
Yeah,
122 with a quarterback who had 4 points when I had 22 on the bet. Like, forget the if
yeah.
whatever. I won 22. I think that was like third and fourth in the league this week, like
You were fifth.
fifth. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's not like I'm
or
fucking.
sixth, fifth or sixth. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's like I'm not like a team that's like now. Granted, the last 2 to 3 weeks is ugly. Like my points for is low in this league, and I think it's deserving so that I have this rank. But yeah, I'm probably going to pull the case of sit and just like hope that every other running back gets hurt, right? Because clearly that works.
it does.
Hey, you know what, dude? You're still
Yeah.
fucking stupid for not trading your dudes. I don't give a damn. Josh Allen should have gone. I don't care. You could have kept Jamar. Fucking you know what?
Josh Allen is gonna single-handedly win a game for me in the future. And
He
then
is.
what he does.
You know, I can't do with this dude. I can't do. He just mixed 30 points and calls his skill.
Okay, we'll go to number
let's go to
10.
I draft good players and they
Rashad White is
What the hell are points
it's
from?
projected
What do you want me to do?
18 points. Hey, you were
All right, number 10, Carter,
I
who
lost
doesn't
the
have a
game
good
hating
roster.
me.
He's starting Justice Hill and Kareem Hunt this week. It's playing Joseph this week, so this is easily a TJ could really jump over him this week
I'm
if Bill
dogging
is
this team.
away. I mean, you're not playing him. That's the thing. You're playing Revant, and
This
you have
team's fucking dead.
yeah. But looking at this team is not very
Oh,
good,
this is ass.
and it is like it's 100% in the last place race for sure. Him and Alvin are kind of comparable in terms of quality. Uh, and now he just faces bye weeks. I want to see like if one of his star players goes this week. I like y'all can share thoughts on this team.
There's not a chance in hell that anyone goes. We are talking about Coppin. No one is getting traded.
Oh, I'm gonna make a trade, Loki.
Hey, one time I gave him Tyler Higbee as like a bum, and I got Travis Kelce. So there's from Cotton, so there's a chance.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
he Loki just has decided like who he can trade with who he can't.
that is true. Maybe I need to give him a call.
You can't be on his ass. That he won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I'm not on his ass, then he doesn't respond.
Wait, can I see the bench just to make fun of it?
I mean, there's just a lot of fun.
Look,
God damn.
he still has a Lions defensive Matt Prater on his bench.
No, the worst one is Matt Prater.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, Loki, the Lions defense can't be dropped. It's Loki tough.
Yeah. Sorry, let me see who they play. All right. Yeah, this team is dog shit. They play Joseph. I'm expecting them to lose. I know TJ is like super adamant. Why am I 11? Why this team
No,
10?
I'm not saying I shouldn't be 11.
Okay,
I didn't say I
okay,
shouldn't be
okay,
11.
okay, sorry. But things might change. We'll see.
I'm just saying, dude, put a dog on me because it's fun. Have fun while it lasts. For real. For real,
Bro,
have
we've been having fun the last 5 weeks. All right.
that ain't
All
even
right.
that ain't even right. 3-4 with your smile upside down would have fucking given me joy. That's what the most sick.
Me 3-4. Even if I lost, I wouldn't have been 3-4.
Talking about me.
Oh, you okay? All right. Number 9, Sparsh. Uh, yeah, I don't think he's starting any running backs this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
RJ Harvey.
Oh,
Those are
bro.
special
Oh,
guys.
yo, he's here. What the fuck?
It's not Karthik.
I'm living with TJ
We're
this
riding.
week, bro.
Wait, why?
Dude.
Because he wanted to see what it is to be in the dumps.
No, I've got a clinical week this week. And it's like closer to Raleigh than it is from Chapel Hill. So
Oh, okay.
I'm staying with bro. But
Oh, welcome to the pod.
Yeah. All right.
we've been
I think
freaking,
is this your
we've been
is this your
freaking
first
every
time on
day
the
I've been here.
is this the first time you're on the pod?
Yeah, it is. It's my
Okay.
debut.
All right. So first thing I want to ask, why do you not have any running backs?
Listen, dude, sometimes like bro, in life you just got ups and downs, and this season is just one of my downs. And the running backs are a bad spot. I mean, like Omari and Hampton got hurt, dude. What am I supposed to do about that,
You can respond to my texts. I'm texting you like every day
Yeah, you do.
about running backs.
I'm sorry, bro. I was at trivia with TJ. We just got back like 10 minutes before he hopped on this call. And
All
then
right.
Wait,
I was doing a little bit of work.
wait, how much did you spend on Hassan Haskins? I forgot.
24 maybe? 21?
I mean, bro, all the experts were saying Hassan Haskins. You had to listen.
Stop calling him
That's
All
how
right.
it goes.
No, you continue, Rishi. Sorry, I was trying to dog too much.
Yeah. All right. All right. So Sparks, just give me your overall thoughts on the team. Running backs, wide receivers,
Yeah,
tight end, quarterback.
listen, I think that the ideas going into the draft, I think I got a little too ambitious. Like I don't know, I still feel like they were good, but maybe I shouldn't have like reached so much for some guys and maybe just like gone ADP a little bit, followed ADP a little bit more. And then we just hit some speed bumps on, things you can't predict, things, unpredictable things that happen in fantasy, like injuries and then the fucking Seahawks being retarded. And sorry, Can you cut that out, actually?
No.
Yes. I mean, they're winning games.
Okay. No, I understand that, but like, dude, like this dude Kenneth Walker is like so good, and they just keep like giving the rock to Sharp, dude. It's astonishingly it's almost like they got a vendetta. It feels like.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, we have you low for good reason. You don't have any running backs, but you do have like some star players, like some big names, and you have won 2 games in a row. It's not like you've been losing a lot of games. You are 3-4. So, first of all, do you think that you can make a run for the playoffs? And I know when you're in the playoffs, you just always win in the playoffs somehow. And second thing, like, will you be making a move away from Drake London or Nico Collins or Tedero McMillan or your star players?
I like those guys. And I'm not necessarily opposed to make it like again, right now, kind of most things I would say are on the table. Um, for the position that my team's in. That being said, I have been admittedly quite locked out this season. So
Uses.
I don't know if like it's just kind of like one of those things, bro. Like after such a after like such a career, bro, like you kind of just get to a point where you just kind of want to like post or retire. And I feel like
You've done this shit for 4 years.
Has it even been 4 years?
It's been 4 years.
One leap year.
It was 4 years.
Can you grow up, Sparsh?
So it's just like, I mean, I guess I've gotten a little complacent, dude. Like, I feel like winning doesn't mean that much to me anymore, and I'd like to see how the other half lives, just so I can
God.
taste the, joy of victory again. I,
All
I,
right.
I guess that's how I put it. Yeah.
All right, y'all got any questions for Sparsh?
I wish he never came with a pod, honestly. I mean,
Yeah, I
Sparsh,
got a question. I got a question. I'm actually just so pissed off too. So obviously you're locked out. Sure, whatever. It's 3-4. But you can act like you're in the dire straits. But realistically, we actually have everybody's within a game or two. We still have a long season. Commissioner, when's the trade deadline? If you can help me out.
Week 11.
Week 11. You have a lot of time to change. What do you think is? Do you think your team will coast until like after Amarian comes? Do you think it's coasting and like you think you're just doing damage control until those weeks, or do you think that this team needs major retooling to be able to even just like persist to the future? Sure, you can say you don't care as much, but if you do say that shit again, he should be fine. He should actually be fine. But yeah.
No, the team definitely does need some major retooling. But that being said, like if we can somehow just keep squeaking out wins and just like kind of hang in the race until I get Hampton back, I mean, yeah, I think if I get Hampton back, I have a really good shot at making a deep run in the playoffs because any of the wide receivers I have, and then also like my quarterback, like they can definitely put up some big numbers and they're all guys who can win you weeks. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think it's just about it is kind of it's a balance between damage control and then retooling. If I see the right opportunity, I'm not gonna hesitate to take it. What I mean by being locked out is just admittedly that I've been like kind of inclined to like script up trades and be persistent with that as much as I was in years past. But that's not to say that my like mindset is opposed to kind of a rehaul of the team.
Sparsh, let me ask you, does Darnell Mooney concern you?
I'm saying.
Look, you know what? I've always kind of liked Darnell Mooney, but no, he doesn't concern me at all.
I mean, because
No.
sorry that when Darnell Mooney plays, Drake London does not get the production that you want from him.
Trust me, dude. We're good. We're good. I got like we're gonna have a conversation with our guys in the locker room. We're handling our off the field stuff, and
Yeah, handling, sacrificing,
that translates to on the field production.
hey man, what you do, what you sacrifice, that's up to you, man.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. What did you sacrifice this year, bro?
Nothing.
This dude still won't win shit.
He won't.
All right, dude. Let's go to the next team.
He won't.
All right. Number 8 is Joseph. Another, team that started off hot and then lost 4 games in a row. Um, it feels like it's like an every year occurrence for Joseph. And I know Joseph is not on here, and he would have something to say, to basically make excuses or back himself up or whatever. But this can't happen every year. We know Joseph, like he's a ball knower. He studies the game. He puts in time. But for you to lose four, I know he's been banged up, but like, bro, 4 losses, like with those expectations is not good enough. Like any thoughts on that?
I'm gonna let Keshav take this one.
I mean, wait, let me look at his team.
Joseph's thing is like he knows ball, but he doesn't know how to manage a team.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. He doesn't. I don't know. He's not as aggressive on the waiver wire, and he's not aggressive in making trades.
What should Joseph have done this year? Obviously,
Yeah.
the Lamar injury hurt. The Bowers injury hurt. That was the reason we're very high on him. Bowers should be back after the bye. Lamar's back now.
Travis should be better now.
The team has the strengths or the deficiencies at wide receiver. The Cortland Sutton move didn't seem to really work out.
Wait, what do you mean? I think Cortland Sutton's been.
Cortland Sutton's great, but Travion sucks dick. So
Yeah, Trayvon is dick.
Oh,
Yes.
what was and Mason? It was Mason and what?
Metcalf.
okay, Metcalf.
And so honestly, like I think that trade it's not that like I get that Trayvon is ass, but like
Yeah,
Joseph
He
is
gets
fine.
he got the best player in the deal too.
Got the best player of the team. Yes.
yeah. That was
Yeah,
great.
the
So,
thing
you
is like
know, as Joseph teams gets back to health now, then I mean his team is a lot better looking then, right? He doesn't have to start Bryce Young at QB, and he's be able to start an actual tight end. Now, will Brock Bowers be the Brock Bowers we expect? That's the question. But the team is not terrible, Ricky Pearsall getting
It's not.
2 would help.
He'll probably
So-
be projected for like close to 130 this week too.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a bad team.
Yeah.
the problem is, I think, to me, Joseph's team reminds me a little of mine. Obviously, like different in terms of like where the studs are.
Oh, he has real running backs.
Sure, we're gonna gas up Brees Hall. Let's do it. Let's do it in
Oh
2020.
no, yeah, no, you're right. Actually, never mind. Yeah, he's out.
But like I think interesting thing is, right, slightly better record than me, and he has a softer opposition. Guys like Travis Hunter, great, and Travion that might rise later. I think to him it's just like consistent. Keenan Allen's a annoying hold, and so I think interestingly enough, Joseph has the depth, right? He gets Pearsall back this week as well, where I think it's really plausible that you see a move where he makes the 2-for-1. He actually has the team to do so. The real interesting thing I think about the state of the league right now is who is taking the 2-for-1, because the bottom teams, like maybe like a Kopip, right? I think Kopip, you could say Alvin. Alvin seems just in such a weird spot to me. But like a guy like Rayvon's now, Rayvon's not doing a 1-for-2. Rayvon's buying, right? If anything, like, I mean, there's a lot of these guys that, sure, 2 to 3 weeks ago, I was trashing, maybe others were trashing, and they're in a much better spot where the league is in such limbo. You just kind of see what goes on. So it feels unfortunate. A guy like Joseph, I think, is supposed to be looking to make the trade, but it doesn't feel like the right trade would really present itself for the right suitors until a little. Like, sure, you talk to a guy like Rishi, right? You get something, but like Bijan's probably the guy that would have to go right now, and I think that's okay. And I think you just get a lower running back, but you buy in the wide receiver position. We can criticize Joseph's past. I'm very curious to see what he does now. I do think he gets a bit too much hate with the team management.
I mean,
I think
he
the
did spend 50 fab. Sorry, he did spend 50. It's not like he's not done anything.
exactly. I think he has changed from the past. I just don't think you've seen the tangible rewards as much. But listen, man, I know Rishi, like you're big on the QB tight end in a fucking 7-start league. Like I personally have been super bullish on Brock Bowers. I think with the injury and the rest coming and off the bye, I think he's going to be back a little. Maybe that's a little stupid, but I think you get a steady tight end. That's Lamar Jackson, with the weeks off. So this is a team that, sure, we can talk about how it's slumping, but it has the most important positions, arguably, and you have Bijan, who is that guy. Now, granted, the running back position's popping off a little this year. You have your Jonathan Taylor, CMC, Uncle does both, right? I mean, you have your Jameer Gibbs of the world. That there's guys that are producing really good value. That running back positional gap doesn't feel as large as maybe potentially in years past, even like an A-Chain a little. That maybe he should be okay with making that move for the wide receiver gap. That would be my only suggestion, but I wouldn't be panicking too much if I'm Joseph.
Yeah, I agree. I think his main weakness is it's not really a weakness, but like his wide receiver, like his flex spot is lacking, but he does have that positional advantage in terms of QB tight
And
end.
Travis Hunter is coming.
Yeah, Travis Hunter will be like yeah, you'll be a fine flex, if it continues. And I want to go back like those 2-for-1s, you're right. Like they're not there, There's not enough turmoil in these teams. There's not enough panic in order, for I gotta make a trade. They can keep their star players, they can keep their big names and see, where it goes. And that's why we're not seeing that many moves this year. And even in other leagues, that's why we're not seeing moves there either. So, yeah, that's a good point that you brought up. We'll move on to this is number 8, right? We'll move on to number 7. And Ravant, big riser this week. He moves from number 12 to number 7, deservedly so. Um,
Him at 12 last week was Robert. I know I didn't vote. Sorry, fans. Sorry, people.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it was. But that's why we do it every week. His team is looking very good right now. His wide receivers are looking good. AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Diggs. Uh, his running backs, he has some depth. He doesn't have that star running back, but he has, Bill, Swift, and Pacheco is now looking better because, Pacheco is in that elite offense and uh Kareem Hunt, I know he came back in the game, but we don't know what that injury really is. We'll have to see in tomorrow's practice report. And right now, like, he has Trey McBride. I know he does, like he has Matthew Stafford at quarterback, but Trey McBride, huge positional advantage there. So his team is obviously looking good, really good. 160 points dropped last week, and he plays TJ with no JSN. So a lot of things, going forward for him. So yeah.
I think this guy, despite all the shit that's been given to him, he's gonna make a playoff run here. Um, now Bill is not the answer at running back. He's had like one good week, really. And so he needs to figure that out. He might have fleeced me for DeAndre Swift, even though DeAndre Swift played some pretty terrible offenses. Maybe he wants to move off DeAndre Swift. I don't know, but uh, he has the receivers and he has the tight end. So he really can just what he what you made that face for,
I thought, I
TJ.
thought you were saying Evan Engram for a second, but I forgot he has Trey on bye.
Yeah, yeah. So he's got like those 3 or 4 like positionals, like he's got that covered. And I don't know what DeAndre Swift will be down the road, but I mean things are trending up for him.
He has
Yeah,
another good matchup this week. But yeah,
I
TJ.
think I will say that it's tough. Ravon's in a really tough position, and he didn't make the big move, and he got criticism from me as well as others, and I know kind of on himself, but I think what I really wish about is he did a really good job on the waiver so far this year. He's done a really good, even like a guy like Evan Engram, who I drafted, wanted to be my starting tight end, dropped after 2 stinker weeks. I mean, he's had a good last 2 weeks. He's a great guy to like just slot in there, right? I'm playing Kate Odd, and I'd love to have like I think it's like the equivalent. And so even doing that while having a guy like Trey McBride, granted, McBride was a guy who was on the block for a little, right? Mon and Guy getting as like the Swift backup, but looks like a fun hole to have right now. Mason Taylor, interesting. He traded Baker for Swift, who we all hate, but Swift is that unsexy guy who gets it done and gets a Matthew Stafford who looks really fucking startable as well for, just like a base hold. The problem with me to Ravant is I think his team has grown a lot. He has the AJ Brown, the CeeDee Lamb, and maybe he can get another week get hot. You can say he's going to make a playoff push because he has the AJ CD Trey McBride, which going into the league, I think or year we were all big fans of. It's like it's not enough to me. It's like if I go backwards all the way before week 1, where he had Connor and Pacheco as his starting running backs, and those three, and right, he was busting out Baker Mayfield. It's like he had Diggs Ridley. It's like they could pan out. It's like all these guys are this like it doesn't feel as strong. Now, granted, he has performances he can get on the back of, and Feels like CD is like a Walmart Jamar a little in terms of how that offense moves the ball. I'd really love to see him take advantage of his depth and make a move or just overpay a little, right? Like the running back position, you can get away with it potentially. A couple more bill weeks, you're fine. I just think there's still a lot of room for this team to grow, and I'm happy that he was able to make it out the mud. I'd actually like to revisit the discussion that if he gets last, would he still have to do the marathon? Now it feels more apt because he's not last. I think that still nobody should be looking forward to the punishment. I think it's more of a conversation because he's not last now. But yeah, I tip my cap.
Yeah, if he gets last, he's going to have to do the marathon. You know, we agreed on it, but we'll make it difficult for him. Like we'll do everything that we can.
Do a marathon.
I mean,
We'll make that one marathon difficult.
he beat TJ this week, so you know the likelihood of him having to do it just
Actually, bro, you never know. You know, TJ could pull out the win. And I don't want you to jinx for one because I want TJ to lose.
AJ Brown fries me, and then I get sad. But if AJ Brown decides to like, let's go backwards, man, I'd be happy.
Yeah, Loki, I sold Revant there. Congrats, TJ, you win.
Yeah.
GG, I lost. GG, I'm 2-6.
All right. Number 6. I have Kirk, 5-2 team. I don't know how this team is 5-2,
Dude.
but they're getting the job done.
Holy cow, man! It's Mickey on Mickey.
After being number 11, I feel really good that at least this is number. These are the people above me up to 6. Hi, Katie.
Yeah. Looking at this team, you know, like I've been saying this all year, like it's just mid. Like, you know, the team was probably going to make the playoffs, but like there's probably going to be like you're hoping to play this team first round. Like it's just one of those. I know like Saquon has been really disappointing, but Scatterbo's kind of made up that load, and Mahomes QB1, you know, I can't say it enough. He is the best quarterback in fantasy football and in the NFL. Um, and looking at his bench, you know, he has Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know what his injury is. But we got to look at that. I know he's had shoulder problems in the past. Just letting you guys know. And Deebo Samuel, he didn't play last week. Didn't he? He started? Who did he start? Jacoby Myers, right? Who was out? Like, bro, what is going on? Like, why are we not setting our lineups?
If he
Like,
does not drop Jacoby Myers, oh my goodness,
no,
God.
like, bro, he left. He almost left 2 gaps in his lineup. Like, come on.
I mean, do we think he's met another French girl? Like, do we think that's what's going on?
We may gotta bring relegation. People are not in their lines. He's
Yeah.
5-2, so.
And Chuba looks, you know, he just doesn't look
The
startable
Bills'
anymore.
defense is only
yeah.
projected 4.9 against the Panthers. Yo, we won. Yo, we won. It's 5-3, baby. We won. The Panthers won.
You know, I like Romeo Dobbs on his team. You know, that's a good piece. I'm trying to give compliments, man. You know,
T. Higgins is looking good. T. Higgins, that's one.
you know, I want to know, what does Kirk do about a Saquon Barkley situation? Saquon's obviously had a down year. And what are you looking at me like that for? He has.
What would y'all do?
Disagreeing. I just want to know what you got to say.
Hold.
I'm just trying to listen to the guy who's first in the league, bro. Please.
Bro, I just want to know. Do you think Kirk would try to trade him?
Why trade him? Why would you trade him?
Because someone might buy him for his name.
Okay.
But what are you getting? That's the main.
What do I get for Saquon Barkley?
Maybe he can get a better receiver than having to start Wan'Dale Robinson. Okay.
I mean, Wando. Like it's so Saquon. Like you can't
argue. What you could argue is if you really want to upgrade, you just get some dumbass you get some mid quarterback like a Daniel Jones, and then you get Pat Mahomes. Like you offload Pat Mahomes and you get a second piece.
That is valid, I think.
Yeah.
That like
the thing is, bro, he's winning games. I know his team hasn't been good, but like I think we're a little bit like Saquon is an obvious hold.
Don't say we. It's only that dumbass over there in that third low frame, Uncle Koda. I mean, all of a sudden, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, that's how you know this guy does not know what the fuck to do. All of a sudden, he's first in the podium. He's looking down like, fuck it. That's how I know you've never been here, trash ass motherfucker. Oh my God.
can you grow up a little bit? Like just a little bit.
Yeah, my bad. Hey, shout out on first for real.
Yeah.
It's a curse though. You ain't ready for that, buddy. You ain't ready for that. It bites kneecaps too.
Yeah. So Keisha, why is it a hold for you?
I feel like what you're gonna get for him is not worth the potential bounce back that he could get. Like why are you gonna buy high and then sell low on Saquon? Like I feel like there's a chance he could come back this season. The Eagles offense looked good last week. They could come back. He could be good again. Why sell low on him right now? I don't think it makes sense.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily saying selling low. I was more so saying like if there's anyone that would just like even though he hasn't played well, still buy high as if he's still like Saquon. So
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Um, Saquon has not looked good all year. Like he hasn't been efficient. He hasn't gotten the opportunities. The tush push is still there. You know, he still has that name value. I'm still on the hold side because I don't think his team is in that much turmoil. Like he's winning games,
right.
he's putting up points. I know he didn't put up any points because he left a gap in his lineup, but you know he's putting up decent amount of points, and things could bounce back. But like Saquon has like as a person that watches the Eagles every week because I have Jalen Hurts, he hasn't looked good at all. So yeah,
Yeah, that offensive line does not look like the same. I would agree, Rishi. Like, there's an argument that when I'm trading Saquon, it's like, oh, he's an obvious, like, it's Saquon, right? And you expect it to change when in reality, there's not that much room for it. I see that. It's just like, I struggle to see what decent trade you're really getting out of that, especially like Kirk. Like, I mean, what? Like, let's say he decides to rip it a week. He's like, fuck it, I'll get a wide receiver and I'll get rid of Saquon for I'll play Pollard and I'll just really upgrade the wide receiver position? Or is it he does a like for like trade? Like honestly, a guy like me, right? There's a weird argument that like he's gonna sell Saquon low and get Derrick Henry because he believes in Derrick Henry, when in reality, like he's getting the actual buy low and I'm getting Saquon, right? One for one trades are weird, but like it's just I don't know what you trade for in his with his team that it's weird. Like if we're talking about Saquon the way we are, if Saquon has one more bad week, are people still changing up on Saquon? I think they're gonna act the same.
yeah, and he does have
He has
what is
wide
it?
receiver.
What is the Giants' defense in terms of their opponent? Like I think they're just a decent run defense, so he has an opportunity there to bounce back a little bit. But I
I
feel
mean,
like
you
I
already
think the
played the
Eagles are
Giants.
going to throw the ball a lot more against the Giants this week because the Giants that's their main weakness.
Yeah, he's already played the Giants, so
Dude, they're about
Yeah,
to
and he didn't do well.
the Eagles are going to score like 45 points, and I'm just going to be sitting there with my dick in my hand looking at fucking AJ Brown with 25 points against me on Thursday night. I'd be like, fan fucking tastic.
They're not playing Thursday night.
I just want to apologize to the audience. I'm just upset. You know, the profanity is flowing. Um, it also sucks that the two faces I see are fucking Rishi and Unkit. It's not my fucking fault. I mean, they're beaming. I mean, I haven't seen him smile like this in years.
does Ketchup not exist to you?
Nah, he's not hated. He was like Loki empathetic for me. Like it was Loki kind of emotional and shit. And then people are sitting here just fucking like Unk is here looking cockier than ever. He feels like he knows what the fuck he's doing. That's the most aggravating thing in the world. I can close my eyes, wake up next year, and be like, "Did Unkit win the title?" That thought will never come across my head. It won't ever happen.
I'm just excited for opening night tomorrow for us, man.
No, you're not. Like, stop lying.
It's Chris Middleton tribute night.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, shout out Chris.
Yeah,
Does he still play? Does he play for Washington?
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, dude, it's Loki Kyle Kuzma revenge game, but fine. Like, sir, go talk about Chris.
Kyle Kuzma revenge.
Yeah, let's move to the next team.
All right. Number 5 is Keshav. Keshav, he has a real argument for number 4. But I think those 4 teams are a little bit better than him right now. Not right now, but like, it's just overall roster construction. All right. Can this shit
Oh,
load?
Unkit, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. We on your ass, boy. Yeah.
How is that on my ass?
Yeah, how is that on my God?
That's so
It's
cool.
me with my favorite guy ever. What?
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah,
This is
that
how
was
I'm looking at my team right now.
That's how TJ looks at his team, man.
All right. Looking at
What I'm about to
Keshav's
do on
team.
his team.
Smile at it.
This is Giannis's.
You lost the plot.
All right, looking at Keisha's team, he's clearly sacrificed some kids. He always has a running back to play every single week somehow.
I benched Rico Dowdle last week. I
Yeah,
got
because you had Jordan Mason.
Okay, dude.
Jordan Mason without his running back partner in
Keisha,
crime.
And apparently
Like-
Irving was out Monday night on Tuesday. How is it even possible?
what?
Bucky Irving was supposed to be out for maybe 2 weeks, and on Tuesday they ruled him out for this past Monday to make it 3 weeks. Like this dude's probably gone for 6 years.
He'll probably be back after the bye. But
Yeah.
this no RB I don't even like is it a no RB team, I guess? Yeah, you drafted Travion, but this no RB
That's the
strategy
RB.
has clearly worked out in his favor. 4-3. Lad McConkey, sacrificed QJ. QJ's like, not getting the ball as much. Probably no sacrifice Joe Alt, making sure QJ doesn't get the ball. All right, and they throw short passes to the Lad.
Right.
But yeah, the team is good. I think this team will be in the playoffs. I want to hear y'all's thoughts.
TJ, start us off.
He doesn't get to go first and talk about his own team.
I'll start off. I think I'm happy to be put at 5. I feel like my team has the case to be back in the shitter again soon. If my RB situation, like if I don't kill some more kids, like we could.
Yeah, chill.
Wait, does your girlfriend
Keshav,
talk?
are you killing kids or not?
I could be in a bad situation soon.
Keshav is not killing kids, by the
That
way.
means
all
he's been
right?
out of kids.
Wait, does your girlfriend know about this?
Who do you think is my partner? How do you think I'm acquired? Where do you think?
Oh, you fucking Katie, man.
Yeah, modern day Bonnie and Clyde, bro. Holy.
Bonnie and Clyde for some
I will
fantasy
say this, like
football, man.
all these teams that I called trash before, I don't think any of them look great. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they went back to their preseason power ranking kind of. And I feel like this is true with Keshav's team, right? Has a strong quarterback, has Jamar who looks strong. I will say, I'm not saying you trade him, but I'm not here to believe that you can't. I think you have to know you can't 100% believe last week is exactly what you're getting. Flacco does overly feed wide receiver ones. You have a lot of reason of optimism, good offensive line, but he doesn't have the same offensive line he did before. He's always known to torch the Steelers. Divisional game, Thursday night bullshit. Very curious to see how he does it get. It's a decent Jets pass defense. Granted, Sauce Gardner concussion last week. I don't know if he comes back. So like, if that's the strength, right? This team is really built around Jamar being that 1-1. Josh Allen's had a couple low weeks recently. He's expected to bounce back, and we have no reason to think not. Just the rest of this team, it's like, obviously it's great that he's been able to find wins. He's allowed to coast, but come 2 weeks from now, Aaron Jones comes back and Bucky Irving comes back. Hey, I mean, you have the same problems. There's no clear tight end. You look at the bench. Again, you could cut the whole bench, and really there's no big move. Besides like a Rico here. Sorry, can you scroll down? Now, granted, I actually am on the other side. I think the trade for DK got my criticism, but it's an okay hold to have a guy like that. I mean, and you get
I personally like DK more than most. I
I
feel like
agree.
people think like, oh, like he's not getting target. He's like relatively low on target share. He's TD Mick or whatever. But I feel like Aaron Rodgers likes to feed him. I feel
Yeah.
like he's getting like these fades and go balls that
They're high quality targets, right? Like
Yeah.
those touchdowns are not. It's not like random regression. It's like Devontae with the Rams. Like they're just actually force feeding them.
Right. Yeah.
And so
I
I agree with that. And like the Mason trade, I just hate. It's just like I think we held on to Travion, and you're just willing to cut your losses. Mason helped you win this week. I mean, granted, you killed him a little, but like that's the kind of production you wanted these midweeks, and I think you got it. Now the thing is like, what comes next? And it's just really tough, right? You could even argue Ladd's kind of overproduced these last couple weeks, maybe. I'm not.
yeah,
I think realistically, he's kind of it's.
Okay,
he's-
let's say we flip this season, right? And he performed like how he did the last 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks, and then the first 3 weeks how he did this 3 weeks. Then we say, oh, he's underperforming these last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
It's
true. It's true.
So like, which one?
I think he's truly just in between this. I'll say it like that. I think like, and I don't think he's what he was drafted. I think we can all agree with that. I feel
Yeah,
like
I agree.
But and so like if I look at this team, it's again, I know we shouldn't do this. It's been 7 weeks. Records matter. But like, if I say 0-0 with the 7 weeks of information I have, this is barely a playoff team. Maybe just misses it, right? You just feel good because you have Jamar and Josh, which obviously is not just like a random if or but. And so like, I kind of agree with Keshav. It can all come crashing down relatively soon, and I don't know if you necessarily make a move to counter that or try to like over prepare, but it's this is a team that needs to stock up on depth, change their bench a little, and then see what comes next real quick, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had a kind of a plan in zero RB. Like it involved some luck, obviously. I had handcuffs. I'm continuing to have some players who have a shot at doing something. Bashal has a shot, maybe. That's a flyer. Okay, like I make waiver wire pickups that have a flyer shot at RB. And that's basically like I have one wide receiver on my bench. I know there's no use in that. Like I'm just gonna try to stack my bench with RBs who have a flyer shot. And then if luck happens, luck happens. And it's worked out so far.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, that's a real strategy. Like that's like they've been doing that for years. Am I right, TJ? Like
Yeah, and
they,
and
they
and like listen, yeah, they've been doing this shit. That's how I
yeah.
fucking picked up Doug Martin. Rest in peace for real. But like dead ass, and like his ass blew off, had 238 yards or whatever the fuck when I was like 11. I was like, yeah, this guy's the greatest ever. Like shit like this is like happened forever. You just got a little lucky that the guys that you took as your ceiling plays were the ceiling, right? Like it hits, and even like a Rico Dowdle, like honestly, like I was reflecting myself. I feel like I typically tend to avoid guys that are serviceable for a couple weeks because it's like, so what? They're not going to give me that. But if you know they're going to be serviceable for a couple weeks, you never know what comes next, right? And like Rico's in a real interesting position with like, I think Panthers fans would argue it should be like a 60-40, 70-30 split with Rico. It's like, it's kind of a serviceable RB2. And for a guy like your position, strong QB, strong tight end, that's helpful. And obviously he had what he had the weeks before. So I wouldn't criticize your strategy thing. It hits there, but again, to me, it's like there's no clear RB2 or wide receiver two. Sorry, like RB2 or wide receiver two in your room at all. Sure, Bashal's again another shot he could be, but Khalil Shakir, like I
I mean,
guess
he is
okay.
loud. What do you mean wide receiver
Are you
two?
talking
I
about
get
wide receiver
okay,
four
I
for my
get
wide receiver?
No, his wide receivers are. It's the RB1 and RB2 at the end of the day
It's
because
the RB1 that's the main problem.
that is true.
yeah, fair.
But yeah. Congrats on your win, Keisha. This is what is it? 3 wins in a row?
Yep, 3 in a row for
Yeah.
him so far.
3 in a row, right?
And I will say, I was putting up numbers in that 3 game losing.
You were. You have the second most points scored, or third most points scored right now.
Beg your pardon?
I think it's second.
Second, I think I'm third, and Sam is fourth, or I'm fourth, Sam is third, something like that. All right. Speaking of Sam,
Is up there? Oh.
yeah.
Damn up.
Speaking of Sam, this was my number 4. I was jumping around between 3 and 4. I think this is a top 3 roster easily, but he is what 3 and 4 right now. He's 2 games behind those top seeds, and look, he's starting Jerome Ford again. So obviously he has a really good lineup, but he is facing injuries and bye week issues, and he's gonna be playing Code Monkey this week, and Code Monkey's on a tear, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm just gonna let you guys speak on this team. This is my hot take last week was this team is not making the playoffs. So yeah,
I'm with it. I don't think this team makes a play. Sorry, what's the record again? It's 4-3.
3 and 4.
3-4. And I'm sorry, this is not this high of a team for me. It's the same inconsistencies that exist. Like, I know Igbuka's that guy. Sure, I'm not that sold that Igbuka's a wide receiver one. Really, we'll really see what he is with the Mike Evans injury, whatever. I'm curious how the hamstring affects him. He has a Moan Rock, great. I know he has James Cook, but actually, damn, dude. Fucking, and he has Bucky on the bench. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. This team is gross. Actually, like, in terms of the actual roster, it's pretty good. I just hate, like, seeing Zay and Waddle on my screen, and, like, shit like that is just so ugly and that somebody might have to depend on that. But realistically, he doesn't. I actually do think ETN as an RB2 is kind of falling off. I don't think he looks as good as he did 3 weeks ago. I mean, I think that's kind of people looking at
I
him as
think he's had like 3
one-
straight
He
duds
doesn't even have
now.
to start ETN. That's the
Yeah.
thing. He has like
Bucky's
so much.
back. ETS is RB3.
yeah.
Yeah, it's RB3.
Stop talking because that's his flex. Good job. Congrats, Sam.
But
Please.
the main
Not
thing
even his
of
flex. Like
he's been
this
the thing
dude
is like
will bench
weird.
like day and yeah, like yeah, he has an extra player in both the running back and wide receiver.
Yeah.
It's like
The thing is like he has an insane roster. Like everything has gone like some things have gone well for him, some things haven't. But the main thing is he's never made the playoffs in his life. And mentally, how is your team going to perform for your manager if they never made the playoffs? Like you need that pedigree, to win in these type of leagues, and he just doesn't have it. So that's
Okay,
where I
so
was coming from.
listen
And
to your team. Would you do something? Listen, I'm with that argument, and that's why you think a guy might not make the playoffs. Let's talk about this team right now this week. Does he need to do anything?
yeah, I mean not
I'll
really, but
say
he's going to lose.
this
He's
is
going to
one
go
of the
3-5.
first teams I've seen with like a clear potential trade path, which is like they just have so much depth and they can
Yeah.
like a big thing.
Yeah. The thing is, like, we've been saying this all year. Like, he's like clearly a move away from being like a super team. Like, he has so many pieces. Like he just this dude's watching the game. He has so many pieces. He has so much depth. He has like four wide receivers and three running backs that make a lot of teams. So it's just a matter like if he makes moves. If he makes a move and he makes a super team, he has a real shot of winning the championship. But if things have continue to just go wrong for him and he goes to 3-5 and maybe loses another one after that, then it's looking really bleak. So yeah. Um all right, let's go to number three, which is me. First things first, this is probably like Mike Evans' last game for me. Mike Evans has been a legend for me in 2022. He made me win the Dynasty Championship, my only trophy in Bengals. And he led me to the semifinals in 2022 as well. So, I just want to give him,
There you go, Bengals, man. Shut your
It was a
like. Stop trying to like, buddy. You never
bro,
won.
shut up, shut up, shut up. All right? Be quiet before you
find
get
him, find
fined.
him, find him,
Before
find him, find
TJ,
him.
you might get fined too. I'm giving respect to a legend of the game, Mike Evans. All right.
He's not a Hall of Famer, by the way. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. I hope he
That's
does.
no, that's just a take that you see on Twitter and you wanted to say it out loud. Of course he's a Hall of Famer.
No, he
All
is
right?
not.
Yes, he is. He's had this like what's the record? Like 10 in a row or something like that? 1,000-yard seasons. He's 100% a Hall of Famer. He's won a Super Bowl. All right?
Like
It's just
three,
some take that
like
you hear on
1,050
Twitter
in like
that like that
17 game seasons. Like, but motherfuckers love to see a number like 1,000. Just start spamming it, dude. Like, sure, dude. Fucking, I've had 989
then
yards.
why
Like,
doesn't everyone do it? Why is there only two people have done it?
it's mad impressive. Like, listen, it's impressive, but it's not as impressive. People, Mike Evans has never been a top 5 wide receiver in the league since he's been in the league. Not once. He's probably maybe been like around 5. And motherfuckers want to put him in the hall. He's in the hall of very good. Okay, he's a great guy. He's done it for years. It's hard. It's not easy
He
to
is
do.
100% a Hall of Famer. Just stop it. All
He
right?
just does
Just
it.
because you listen to dudes on Twitter, like pulling up some
Why are you
analytics or
talking?
whatever.
You think I base my opinions off Twitter? You think I don't?
Well, you're basing this opinion on Twitter because he's a clear Hall of Famer. He's done something that only one person's done. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a
Yeah,
winner.
dude.
All
Xavier
right?
Leggett had 8 targets for -2 yards. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Only
Who?
one person has ever done that. I mean, what the fuck is that, huh? We're just gonna pick? Oh, he was the first player to ever actually, the day after his wife gave birth, had 300 yards. Like, what the fuck?
Okay,
That's
no.
clearly not the same
I
thing.
understand that take against some takes, but this is like a very
I
straightforward.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
what is this dude? Bro, stop it. Stop. All right?
Let's
All right.
let's just go back to his team.
All right. Y'all speak about my team. All right?
Uh, you got such a good tight end. I love him so much. I wish I drafted him, but I didn't. Um, but Jahmyr Gibbs obviously is fucking amazing. Georgia Tech product. I wonder, do you feel concerned about your wide receivers at all, just in terms
Yeah,
of
obviously.
I feel like that's going to be one of the bigger detriments to this team going far. If Pickens had a okay week last week, obviously, but not like what he's been doing. So the return of CD, like what does that do for you?
Speaking about Pickens, Pickens, the game got out of hand. Like he had 12 points in 3 quarters, and he usually, he's obviously touchdown dependent, but he does score touchdowns. And the offense just so good and that defense just so bad. So he'll continue to be in shootouts and he'll continue to score points. But you're right, my wide receivers are very like boom bust. There isn't like a clear cut number one guy. And that's something that I'm going to have to make a move for, like right now. But I would say like my depth is really strong. Like I have like four running backs that I have one like supreme RB1, like a top five RB, and three running backs who are RB2s for most teams in the league. So yeah.
Are you
Are you frozen? Are you speaking or
no, I'm speaking now. I'm
and
just what
TJ.
TJ looks hella frozen.
TJ's
But,
frozen.
uh,
TJ.
yeah, I'll speak on this team. QB tight end value is great. I don't know. I'm also just a little like just looking at the roster. I low key like Sam's team better. I can't lie. Like I'm just a little concerned. Like Chase, there's just a lot of players where it's like I don't know how it's gonna going forward. The wide receivers have obviously been doing great recently, but they're all both boom bust. JK, could he have some loss due to RJ? Chase Brown has been kind of mid. If Jameer has an off week, like if this team has a wrong week, I feel like they could just be out the playoffs randomly.
I
That's my
mean, that's fair, yeah.
that's
I
my
think I think the main strength of my team is like the depth, I'm guessing. Is a QB and tight end, obviously, but like a hidden strength is the depth, and you know, I just have to be more aggressive in terms of getting a trade done, I feel like. Um, where is TJ is gone?
I don't know. It's whatever.
All right. Um, we'll move on to
Yeah.
number
I mean,
two.
yeah, I just worry about your topic, your
All right,
ceiling.
TJ's here. Yeah, that's what I'm worried. That's the most because I haven't been putting up like crazy numbers. Like, I have like a really good floor. Like I'm putting up 115 minimum every week. And then some weeks I go to 140. But is there like to compete with Ankit and Amog and Sam, like, there has to be something done. TJ,
Yeah,
is he
sorry, I cut
frozen?
out. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I missed part of it, but I mean, it's really impressive. Like, you have a guy like Gibbs on bye, and if you told me this is another team starting lineup, I'd be like, wow, like it's still pretty solid. And you have a guy like Golden, who's obviously a fun hold on this bench, and there's a lot of fun things with this team. I just think like, yeah, for you to take the next step and be consider yourself an elite team, you need to make that move, and you easily have the team to make that move. I think it's like we touched on earlier for I forget whose team we're talking about. It's like it's really tough to find that trade with the current like climate of where teams are and who the elite guys are. So maybe you have to wait a week. I really do think you can still get it done this week because even the guys that are having a tough time letting go with their pieces, you have a perfect team to match with that. That I think really there's a conversation. Obviously, it would have been nice if Pickens has like a 16-point week, so you could say always the same with CD and then take him off and make that trade and somebody feels better and you have something like that. I think you can still do something along those lines. A guy like Devontae obviously had a great week last week, almost 200 yards, but I I mean, I think the path is right there in front of you. So it's just a simple question of what you're able to get done and hoping that before that trade happens, no real serious injury problems, but the Tylen Warren pick looks exactly as advertised. Great. Hurts like had a great passing game, one of the better QB performances of the season just from a football perspective last week. So it's always nice when your fantasy football players are also looking like good football players, and that really seems to be the case for your team. So yeah, I'm very bullish.
Yeah, and speaking on Devonta, like everything like is looking up for him. Not like I know he's been like very boom bust in the past, but they can't run the ball and their defense is not looking too good, and that's always good for wide receivers. So that'll be my last point. We'll go to number two, which is Kamara versus the World, and this team recently got a huge upgrade because we just found out that Kendrick Miller is going to miss the rest of the season. So Moke's team, I know he had a
Wait, is the
bad
rest of the
week.
season?
He's gonna miss he has an ACL.
Oh, I did not realize it was an ACL. I didn't see that. Wow.
Yeah. So like yeah, Moke's team obviously like is really good. And Jake Ferguson looks like he's not going to fall off anytime soon. He's still catching those touchdowns. And Javante's Javante, and Josh Jacobs is looking like a top 5 running back. And yeah, so I'm gonna let y'all speak on this.
Um, I mean, like Jacobs, Javante, Puka, uh, Ferguson. I mean, I think he'll still keep being at least a good threat to, and like he'll be a great tight end, at the end of the day. Uh, it's just a really lethal combination of players. Kamara, I'm starting to not really believe in much anymore. Think he's just kind of just like a little ass at the game of football these days. But that quad of just like Ferguson, Jacobs, Williams, Puka's obviously just on a different level too. That's it's a really tough one to beat, honestly. Um, and so I need to look at his bench more. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really expect Mo to make any moves, but I mean, I can't believe Tyler Bass is singing his eye out, regardless. So he just like quad of players is so competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I'm actually not. I don't love this team. The only reason I just give it like some of love is simply because I it has a Puka who's like that guy. But besides that, like I don't know, these feel like guys that have slightly overperformed, and I think they're going to be really serviceable, and they're not sexy but good. But like I don't know, I just don't love it. Like Bo Nix is he's not a QB1 to me, but
I mean,
obviously had
he
a great
normally starts
but
hard. But
it's I mean it's inconsistent. I know, but like even Herbert's like not really. Those are like two A's to me.
yeah,
Josh Jacobs, sure, great, but really, I mean, with the great running backs we've had this year, I don't know if he's really that high, but still pretty good. Um, Actually, no, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty good. Javante, great. I'm not expecting it to fall off, but I think we can still. I think there's some level of overperforming to me, but who knows? Terry, I don't really care about. Rome, very I'm not big on Rome. I think that Chicago offense was wide receivers. Jake Ferguson, I really want to see him more with CD back, right? He looked good, but he obviously blew up with CD gone. So how's that going to change? Kamara gets the upgrade, but hasn't looked great this year. Like I'm talking about football and fantasy. And so like when I look at a team like this, like I can have some level of wow, like my expectations of what it was before this season was wrong, and they've proved me wrong, and I'm impressed. But I also can't move it so much to say like, wow, this is a really good team with these players. Like it's kind of like how to Rishi's point, I was like the guys that he had on his team, I think, are good football players. I don't think the guys in Amog's team are very good at football, which doesn't matter the most. This is fantasy, but it also is going to kind of temper my expectation of what I expect. Now, granted, decent bench, not too bad. You have a guy like Puka who's the cream of the crop, and honestly, like you need studs to have some level of reliability to go very far. And that's why I get Rishi putting himself below this team. I still take Rishi because if Rishi doesn't have a stud in 2 weeks, he's a terrible fantasy football manager. I don't expect that to be the case, right? Like, so if that's the thing, like I like this team. I don't love it as much as I love Rishi's.
Keshav.
Yeah, I think not seeing Puka in there just makes the whole team look worse. But yeah, I kind of agree though. I'm kind of iffy on Terry and Rome too. I haven't watched any of the Saints game, so I have no idea about Kamara. But I'll take y'all's advice. Yeah, I'm kind of scared about this team going forward too. I think they've overperformed in the beginning of the season.
What's the
Yeah.
record of the team?
They're 5-2. They were 5-1, and then they just lost.
it is. We can look at it later.
They haven't been scoring that many points.
Their
But the
points
thing is, like,
allowed.
to win it, like, to really be competitive for a championship, like, you need like basically just top like about 3 or 4 top 12 guys. And he has like 3 like bona fide top 12 guys in my opinion. And he has like a good surrounding system. So like he'll obviously be very, very competitive, coming late in the season. Um, so let's go to the number one team, what we're all not looking forward to. Um, did I freeze?
No,
Did I
you're
freeze?
Yeah, just click on it.
Um, all right. Code Monkey. Dropped 184 points last week. Rounded up to 185. This team, he hit with CMC and JT. He got the domestic abuser in Quinshon Judkins. Hopefully that bites him in the ass later in the season. But his team is obviously really good. And yes, Devonta Adams, he did really well last week, but with no Puka, and he'll obviously be like a top 12 guy. But that's probably like the main weakness. You don't have like that bona fide wide receiver, but I mean, you do have arguably the number one and number two pick in fantasy football if you redraft. So yeah.
I mean, like, for me, I look back at my DeAndre Swift trade, and I mean, I think it's the right thing to at least have upgraded a QB. Like, I know Baker had a bad week, but he'll be fine. I guess if I held on to Swift, I could have probably traded him and gotten something else from someone, but that's fine. Regardless, I think once Joe Alt, I think he's planning to play this week, and I think that'll be big for QJ to kind of get back to being what I expect out of him, because his drop in performance is correlated with Joe Alt's injury. So I think we'll be fine there. And as long as JT and CMC keep doing their thing, Quinshon's obviously just such a talented running back. I think we can really win on any week. So it's just a matter of just as long as the guys outside of CMC and JT perform, then we'll be okay.
Yeah, see, I just hope, Ankit, that you don't actually really mean that strongly, because this just reminds me of saying Ankit just means that you're allergic to wide receiver ones. Like, it's the same thing. You can go in the dictionary. And so I just hope that your team is so good. Like, it's very good. But it's because it's so good with those three guys that are incredible, and I think anybody'd want them to have them, and it gives you a good floor because we talk about the studs, all the shit. And I obviously have Devontae as well to this, so I know it looks better than this. But again, I know I'm 2-5. It feels weird for me to speak, but if I stick with the formula of how I value teams, right? Quarterback, tight end first. Okay. Then you want to have wide receiver one. For me, I value that first, unless you have CMC, and in this case, JT, it feels like this year. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that I'm like, wow, this guy's team is fuck. Like, even a Mogs, right? He has depth, and it's like, fuck.
This is blasphemous.
Yeah, this is a terrible take.
This is
Wait, sorry.
Keep going. No, keep going. Let TJ keep going.
You just said the
Let
whole
TJ keep going. Let TJ keep
team
going.
CMC
Let
is
TJ keep going. Let TJ keep going.
Wait, I'm saying this in terms of I think this is obviously a very good team, deserves to be number one. But if I'm looking at this team rest of season, he has. Ideally, if your four best players that you name, to me, you still want a quarterback or tight or wide receiver somewhere in there, and the fourth guy for you is Devontae, and it's okay, I'm not hating on Devontae. Devontae's been great. And the two guys that you get, Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor, they honestly count as three players. They're that good. And I don't expect that to regress.
But they count as they're like an entire team.
What are we doing here, TJ?
Wait. Let me say.
I'm not talking about. Wait, hold on. I'm to reel this all back in. Those guys are so good, but you can easily also make a trade on this team to upgrade even better and actually kill everybody. I don't you waiting around to see your wide receivers be something. I think Jawan Jennings and Quentin Johnson are not going to be that great. They're just not. And instead of you or Jameson Williams,
what do you want him to do?
I'm gonna. Yeah, you got it.
What do you want him to trade? You want him to trade CMC, JT, or Quinshon? Hell no. Why?
I think if you're saying hell no to Quinshon Judkins, then I think you're not being too considerate that your team can get better. I'm not saying he should, but I'm not saying that he should just. I'm just saying he shouldn't twiddle his thumb for 8 weeks and just let this team ride out. He could do it. He could go for it. This team can easily be better.
I'm not saying I'm going to do that. Okay. Things might happen. Things will happen. We'll see.
Yeah. No, listen. Obviously, you don't trade the first two. I think you can trade Judkins.
I'm open to trading Judkins. For the right price, of course.
What did Baker do the last 2 weeks? Fantasy wise, I don't know.
He's had other than this past week, he's had great weeks.
Is Baker without Mike Evans a concern?
No, he was getting it done without Mike Evans. The Lions defense in Detroit is a tough opponent.
Yeah. I mean, it's just yeah. I just
They in
I'm
Tampa, they are letting him sling that ball in Tampa, you know? So
sure. I do think Baker's overperformed a little, but that's just my own bias. But like, I mean, he looks serviceable. I agree. But it's just like, let's say Baker regresses a little. Obviously, your team is so strong that it feels like those things don't matter, right? And I don't think they ultimately do in the large scheme of things. But if you want to win a championship, you ideally want to have the best team by a lot. So there's no Mick like shit, right? There's no like, damn, my team was better, but like some bullshit happened. You want to try and like proof against that. Now that can take 4. Your team is in such a good position that can
you
take 3 to.
know, and that's what the thing is like. I at least have time, for trades.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of operating on the mindset of I'm gonna wait till we get close to the deadline. Guys start to get a little more desperate, and I think that'll be the better time for me to really start making trades.
I agree, but I'm telling you, this has happened with you in the past where you get close, you're like, dude, the trade just wasn't able to happen. It is absolute franchise mismanagement if you are not able to get anything done by the end. And I'm
I,
just making sure you know that the fire's on your ass even more because your team is so good. This team deserves a championship. Do not fail it.
Keshav?
this guy's trying to give me curse my team, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. He's putting a lot of pressure on you. No, I think if CMC doesn't get injured, this team should win. I mean, like, who's your QB before Baker?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler.
God, you're so bad.
Yeah,
You're a terrible Ankit. All right, keep going, Keshav.
yeah. Maybe if you still had Swift, then like you could really do something with Judkins
That's
now.
what I could have done that I easily could have like it's hindsight, because
Yeah.
I I think
Frozen, or am I
A
frozen?
little though, just
you
because
said
like
what?
I push back against that notion a little. Like, yeah, obviously it'd have been easier to have a Swift and then you make a Judkins trade with like some security. Do you see like some of the flexes being trotted out in like 8 out of 12 teams in this league? Like, you can get something serviceable.
I
I
think yeah, I think actually yeah, trading Judkins could be good because like there's more available wide receivers. You can play 3 wide receivers instead of 3 running backs, and you can prey on someone who's desperate for a running back like me, for example. Um, there's a lot of teams out there, but yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world if he doesn't do anything, and I think this team.
I've tried, I had a Lamar Jackson deal on the table and it got wiped away at the last second. So like,
it's a good offer.
Yeah.
it's not like we're not trying things, and we're gonna keep trying things, but I'm definitely gonna get a lot more aggressive as we get towards the deadline
Good.
Yeah.
because
I want to go.
I'm just gonna say I don't really think there's the incentive for me yet to make an early trade right now. Especially if like one of my stars were to get hurt, for example.
Yeah, and to be honest, right, the NFL, like fantasy football is about like attrition. Like, you just wait till one injury happens, right? So you don't want to have to make that move, and then I get it. It just I'm not saying I'm not saying you make it now, but I hate hearing those words from Uncle. I'll just figure out which of my wide receivers, become something. I've heard that shit every year. Like, actually every year you draft like Christian Kirk and you draft some other bum and you're like, oh, it's coming. Like one of them.
TJ, you're getting too loud.
Yeah,
You know what I mean by that? Not loud that way.
what the fuck that mean? I'm getting high.
No, I don't want to get the win. All right. Let's go to our next week's matchups. All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
We'll just pick a winner and we'll move on. Yeah, no waiver wire this week. We're recording this on Tuesday.
Josh Okoye at the line, how
All
inspirational.
right. First matchup, Alvin versus I. I have not beat Alvin since 2019.
What?
Yeah, it's been like a
What?
long, it's been like a long occurring
Good
thing.
God.
Yeah, but I think this is the year, guys. I'm hoping. All right, I'm hoping. I know I thought last year was the year, but
if you
it
lose this
wasn't.
to him, you got to pack it up, dog. Like you just
Yeah,
we might as well just make a little mini trophy for Alvin that he just gets to keep every year and just goes, I own Rishi, just something.
yeah, yeah. Ever since that Saquon trade, TJ, I have not beaten him.
Sorry.
2019. All right, next matchup. Okay, let me pick the winner. I think I'm gonna win. I think other two
Rishi.
says
Next.
yeah.
This-
Yeah. Um Bark for Daddy versus Chimera versus the World. Bark for Daddy looking mid. Chimera versus the World, doesn't have Puka, but I'm gonna go with a Moog.
I
I'm going Moog here.
yeah, I wanted to find a way to pick Kirk for Capital One Love, but I can't. I gotta go with Moog.
Yeah, and I think Rome will bounce back as well. Um, Smooth Jazz versus Kenny G versus Ted Offensive. I'm gonna go with Keshav here. Sparsh currently has 0 running backs. Trust me, I have been contacting him. He has not been contacting me back. But guess like I guess what we heard, like he hasn't been trying. So
Well,
look,
Sparse is there, right?
yeah, he is there.
Well, TJ,
Uh,
can you ask Sparse why he doesn't respond to Rishi's text?
Bro, okay, first of all, dude.
but it's fine. It's fine. We'll talk later. All right. Um,
Okay, first of all, I didn't like that offer, but I just didn't feel like doing that rigmarole with you right now.
all right,
But
that's
we'll,
fair. Keshav, I have Keshav winning. Sparsh has no running backs. Ankit.
Yeah, I gotta go Keshav here because Darnell Mooney is playing football, so therefore Drake London cannot play football.
Patient.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to do all this negotiating bullshit. Like, if you gotta just send me your best shit, and I'm like, if I like it,
What do you
I'll
mean this
I
negotiation?
already sent you my
Why is
best.
he acting like we have to negotiate with he's the fucking
Yeah,
That's just next. Don't
I
listen to
already
this kid.
sent you my best shit last week. Um, and I'm not saying that again, by the way, it's Sparsh. Um, we're I Sam versus Ankit. I have Ankit.
Brother. I'm taking the team with Christian McCaffrey until I go to sleep. Granted, it's a good run defense, but Christian McCaffrey's I think 7th in receiving yards in the NFL this year.
Dude, he is like the greatest receiver ever.
Yes.
Like it's stupid.
Just
Yeah, I'll take myself here, but I I really wouldn't be surprised if Sam honestly has a good showing.
All right.
just happy he's getting. I hope they put him as a start.
Joseph versus Carter. I think as long as Lamar plays and uh his I know Brees Hall's playing Cincinnati too. I have to go with Joseph. Um, Carter's team clearly struggling as of now.
Yeah, I gotta take Joseph here. Gets ends a losing streak, gets back into a playoff spot.
Who's his tight end? Do we know?
Is
Brock,
Brock, but he's on
No,
bye.
Brock's on bye. Brock's so who's
oh,
He
does he
hasn't
have?
picked. I mean, waivers hasn't
yeah,
passed.
So he doesn't have a guy right now.
you
Yeah,
can stream a guy, it doesn't matter, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go. Oh, dude, Bijan against Miami. He might have 300
Oh,
yards.
Bijan versus Miami. I don't know. I missed that.
Yeah,
Look at his
Eagle.
matchups: Miami and Cincy.
Yeah.
With Tyrod starting, most likely. With the way Woody Johnson's been talking about
Joseph got this. He good.
All right. All right. Our primetime matchup. Indian DJ versus May I Dig in Your Booty.
This is prime.
I was joking, obviously.
Okay. I was about to say, good God.
I'm gonna go with Rev. No Jason this week. Rev's team is hot, and yeah.
I got TJ.
Yeah, Rev beating me kind of handedly, actually. Yeah,
I got TJ.
I think he has the good wide receiver matchups as well.
And I got you, TJ. Don't let me down. I know a Kate Otten legacy game when I see one.
All right, hot takes quickly. Y'all two go first.
Compton gets last place.
Zach Charbonnet should be the guy to start for the rest of the season for Sparsh over Kenneth, and if he's going to pick between the two.
God, this is a hard week for hot takes. Let me think about it.
Get the fuck off the court. Oh my God.
Uh, the only like I'm trying to think of an upset. The only thing I can think of is maybe Sparsh playing it off versus Keshav. Because Jamar Chase for Sauce. Sauce has been on locks this year. So I'm just gonna go with that. Sparsh beats Keshav
You
and
want to hear
continues.
Jet
What?
Set? It's Cincy minus 3.5. Or at least that's what it was yesterday. That
What's
game's
the
going.
total? What's the total?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. I guess that's it for you guys. Thank you for being on here. I know it was a long episode. Whenever we have TJ, it's a long episode, of course. I hope I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week.
Please, please,
See y'all next week.
please.
I gotta go here.